One letter changed everything forever. The message he almost threw away. Have you ever received something so ordinary that you almost ignored it? A simple letter, a small message, a few words. But what if that one letter held the power to change your entire life? Today's story is about a young man who believed his future had already been decided, until one unexpected envelope arrived at his front door. 26-year-old Caleb Foster lived in Burlington, Vermont. Every day followed the same routine. He worked long hours as a delivery driver, returned to his small apartment, paid his bills, and went to bed wondering if life would ever become more than just surviving. While his friends were buying homes, getting promotions, and building successful careers, Caleb felt as if time had stopped for him. One cold autumn evening, after another exhausting shift, he opened his mailbox. Inside were the usual bills and advertisements. Just as he was about to close it, he noticed a cream-colored envelope with no return address. His name was handwritten neatly across the front. Curious, he opened it. Inside was a short letter. If you're reading this, it means you're still waiting for life to change. Stop waiting. Go to Maple Hill Park tomorrow at exactly 7 a.m. Sit on the third bench facing the lake. Someone will be waiting for you. Trust this letter. There was no signature. Caleb laughed. It has to be some kind of prank. He tossed the letter onto his kitchen table. But all night, he couldn't stop thinking about it. The next morning, curiosity won. At exactly 7 o'clock, he arrived at Maple Hill Park. The lake was calm. The morning mist floated above the water. On the third bench sat an elderly woman feeding birds. She smiled before Caleb even spoke. "You came." Caleb looked surprised. "Were you expecting me?" She nodded. "I've been waiting." Her name was Margaret Ellis, a retired librarian. She handed Caleb another envelope. "This one is for you too." Inside was a newspaper clipping from nearly 30 years earlier. It showed a photograph of a little boy standing beside his late father at a community reading event. That little boy was Caleb. His father had died when Caleb was only 7. Margaret quietly explained, "Your father volunteered at our library every Saturday. Before he passed away, he left me several letters." Caleb's heart raced. "He asked me to give you one letter only when I believed you had stopped believing in yourself." With trembling hands, Caleb unfolded the faded paper. It read, "Son, if you're reading this, life has probably become harder than I ever wanted it to be. You may think you're behind everyone else. You may even believe you're ordinary, but I need you to remember something. Your value is never measured by your current circumstances. It's measured by the courage to keep moving when life becomes difficult. Promise me you'll never let disappointment decide who you become." By the time Caleb reached the final sentence, tears filled his eyes. He sat in silence for several minutes. It felt as if his father had spoken directly to him across time. Margaret smiled gently. "Your father always believed you would do something meaningful. That conversation changed everything." Instead of spending his evenings complaining about life, Caleb began using them to build the future his father believed he could create. He enrolled in online business classes. He improved his communication skills. He volunteered at local community programs, just as his father once had. Months later, one of the people he met through volunteering offered him a position at a growing nonprofit organization. Caleb accepted. His confidence returned. His purpose became clear. Years later, he became the executive director of that organization, helping thousands of young people find education, mentorship, and hope. One afternoon, while organizing old files, Caleb found the original letter once again. This time, he placed it inside a frame on his office wall. Visitors often asked why it hung there. Caleb always smiled and answered, "Because success didn't begin when I got this job. It began the day I believed the words written on one piece of paper. So remember this. Never underestimate the power of a few sincere words. A conversation can change your mood. A decision can change your future. And sometimes, one letter can change your entire life forever. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And if you enjoy powerful motivational stories with meaningful life lessons, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Every story you watch here is written to inspire courage, hope, and a stronger mindset. Remember, sometimes the smallest message arrives at exactly the moment you need it most.